Imagine spending months working under a boss who criticizes every single thing you do, not the important stuff, not the numbers, no, the commas, the font, the wording. Now, imagine the day she calls your report the worst thing she's ever seen, and you calmly reply, "Actually, I copied it from you." Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. If you've ever had a toxic boss, a power-hungry manager, or someone who made your work life miserable, hit like, subscribe, and buckle up, because this revenge story is painfully relatable and unbelievably satisfying. Let's get into it. This happened about 19 years ago when I was working at State Street Corporation in Boston. On paper, the job sounded amazing. They told me I'd be joining a small, elite project team. High visibility. A complex financial operations. Senior leadership watching closely. Career-boosting stuff. Reality? It was a mushroom farm. Kept in the dark. Fed garbage. Expected to grow anyway. And at the center of it all was Paula. Paula wasn't just a bad manager. She was the kind of boss who seemed to wake up every morning asking herself, "Who can I crush today?" My actual job wasn't strategic work. It was gathering numbers. Chasing terrified departments for updates. Compiling reports nobody wanted responsibility for. But Paula? She didn't care about accuracy. Every week she'd review my report, and then the ritual would begin.
Not.
Are the figures correct?
Not.
Is the financial risk accurate? Instead, why is this sentence structured like that? This bullet point feels awkward. I hate this formatting. This paragraph is unreadable.
Week.
After week. After week. Each meeting felt like being called into the principal's office, except the principal wanted you to fail. I'd sit there gripping my notebook, stomach tight, already knowing what was coming. Because nothing I ever submitted was acceptable. One report mattered more than the others. A weekly update tracking oil warrants tied to Nigeria. And this wasn't small stuff. These agreements allowed oil purchases at about $30 per barrel. But market prices had skyrocketed near $90. If the holder exercised those rights, the losses could be enormous.
Million.
So, accuracy mattered. Clarity mattered. Monitoring mattered. But Paula? Still obsessed over fonts and phrasing. Not the financial time bomb. The formatting. Then one afternoon, while digging through shared network folders looking for historical data, I found something interesting. An old project directory. Inside, reports from years earlier. Authored by Paula. Before she became the boss. Before she had a team. Before she had power. I opened one. Then another. And another. And slowly something clicked. Her formatting. Her structure. Her cover letters. They looked extremely familiar. Because they were basically the same type of reports she now ripped apart weekly. And suddenly, an idea formed. Not emotional. Not loud. Not reckless. Quiet. Precise. Beautiful. That week, I rewrote my entire report. Not using my format. Not improving anything.
No.
I copied Paula's historical reports.
Exactly.
Her structure. Her paragraph style. Her wording. Even the tone of her cover letter. The only thing I changed were the numbers. Then I printed everything. Walked to her office.
Knocked.
And handed it over. She started reading. 5 seconds in, her face tightened. 10 seconds sigh. Then it came. This is worse than usual. She flipped pages aggressively. This formatting is terrible. This wording makes no sense. This may be the worst report you've submitted. She kept going. And going. And going. I just sat there.
Silent.
Blank expression. Letting her finish. Finally, she snapped. "What were you thinking when you made these changes?" And that's when I calmly said, "I used your format."
Pause.
I found your old project reports on the network and copied them. Word for word. Just updated the numbers. Then I slid 2 printouts across her desk. Her old reports. Side-by-side comparison. Face without mouth the silence. The room went completely quiet. Not awkward quiet. Not tense quiet. Dead quiet. She stared at the pages. Then at me. Then back at the pages. Her mouth opened slightly, but nothing came out. For the first time since I'd met her, Paula had absolutely nothing to say. I gently asked, "So, should I go back to my old format?" Another long pause. She grabbed a pen, signed the report, without another word. "Send it." I blinked. "Just confirming because a minute ago you said it was unreadable." Her jaw tightened. "It's fine. Send it."
So I did.
Exactly as written. Exactly in her style. But here's the thing. I wasn't stupid. The moment I found those files, I copied everything locally because I knew she'd delete them. And sure enough, within days, the network folders vanished. Too late. I had them all. From that point forward, every time she criticized my formatting, I'd quietly switch to another one of her historical templates. Different report. Same author. Same outcome. Same stunned silence. Eventually, she confronted me. "Did you save my old files?" I smiled politely. I created SOP documentation based on historical best practices. Corporate speak for.
Yes.
All of them. She never pushed it further. And strangely, her criticism slowed way down off a few months later. I landed a new job. Gave notice. Walked out of that building feeling like someone had removed a 50-pound weight from my chest.
No dramatic confrontation. No shouting.
Just quiet, professional revenge. The kind that doesn't destroy someone's career, but permanently removes their ability to bully you. The best revenge wasn't humiliating her publicly. It was that single frozen moment in her office when she realized every insult she'd thrown at me, she'd just thrown at herself. And there was absolutely nothing she could do about it.
No argument.
No defense.
No escape.
Just a signature. And silence. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it isn't dramatic. Sometimes the most satisfying justice is simply holding up a mirror and letting someone see themselves clearly for the first time. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had a boss like Paula? And what's the most satisfying workplace revenge you've ever seen? Subscribe for more unbelievable Reddit revenge stories, because the next one might be even crazier.